How's everybody doing? I know I'm late on the first iteration of the new version, but I could not get into the streamer. I could not get in. Um, I just wanted to sweating up a storm too. Uh, it's not really super hot. It's just a little more humid than I was expecting. Uh, I got to tell you, we're only a couple of days in, and I'm already liking the amount of energy I get without doing 2 a days. It's a good day, guys. It's a good day. Looked up some blues stuff. Lamented with my homie, who's a blues guitarist, rhythm and blues guitarist. That man, I want to be here, but I'm only here, but I'm going to be way down there, but I'm only here. Gave me good advice, cut the TV off and just play. What you gonna do with good advice, man, right? Um, so the show has shifted. I'm still learning guitar. I'm just more so doing it off screen. And we're gonna be doing other stuff. I just actually cut that, should have did that. Hey, William. The Robert Durst trial. No, that came out of nowhere. If this is a celebrity trial, I don't follow celebrity things since the O.J. Simpson trial. Wait, hold it. I know this name. He's not the heir to the chemical company, right? That wasn't Durst. They began with a P. Perm or something. Anyway, yeah, I don't. It doesn't affect me. We try and do guitar and politics, but it doesn't affect me. So, yeah, let's put this up so people know what we're talking about. Yeah. Don't so much mess with it. I'm sorry. I just finished eating. So there is this thing at what is the name of these guys? Wegmans, called Tuscan lasagna soup. Yeah, that's what they do to get them out of jail. They make them look old and infirmed. When you're old and infirmed and when you're old and you commit a crime, they portray you as old and infirmed, harmless to society, and then people will look and go, "Well, he couldn't have done that." But that's playing on an old hand, right? In the modern world, people know people are sinister. That's something that would have worked in the 40s and 50s for a rich guy. Uh, I mean, I think they caught him on, right? Is this a guy where they caught him on the mic saying he killed somebody on a TV show dressed as a lady? He's obviously mentally nuts, and the money doesn't help. And I think a lot of people have kept him out of jail because he's financially lucrative to them. Uh, but yeah, this sounds like he murdered somebody. He murdered multiple people. It sounds like, if I remember right. Let's look this up. Let's before I'm sitting up here pontificating. Let's open a browser. We didn't check to see if everything was working. We should do that. But first, let's open up a browser. If they can't hear me, put this here so we can see it. We'll shrink this down and we'll check everything in a second or so. But we'll open this up. Durst. Hit the standard zone trial. I didn't know that. Oh man, I would have loved to have seen that. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That sounded a little too giddy. But yeah, hold on. I would have loved to have seen this. Oh my goodness. No. You were right the first time. Oh my gosh. I wonder what he said. Robert Durst testifies in his own trial. How much is these? An hour. Yeah, I don't think I can. Robert Durst trial set to resume Monday. Yeah, let's look up some of the juicy bits. All right. Capital crimes for which Durst has been investigated. Disappearance of Catherine McCormick Durst. Investigation and aftermath. Homicide of Susan Berman. Killing and dismemberment of Morris Black. That's at least 3 people. Oh my gosh. Personal life. December 11, 2000, shortly before the Berman killing, Durst married Deborah Lee Chariton. The couple briefly shared a Fifth Avenue apartment in 1990, but have never lived together as husband and wife. Durst once told his sister it was a marriage of convenience. I wanted Deborah to be able to receive my inheritance. I intended to kill myself, Durst said in 2005 deposition. Yeah. Financial status and resident. Power returning to Chariton, and is believed that their holding remain closely intermingled. What holdings did she have before she met him? Durst gave Chariton around $20 million of his $65 million trust settlement. This sounds like she was blackmailing him. Who did he kill? Let's see this. That's Charlton, right? Durst, Susan Berman, and Morris Black. Wow, he killed 3 people, but not the person who looks to be. In the fall, Durst met Kathy McCormick, a medical student. After 2 days, he invited McCormick to share his home in Vermont, a health food store. She moved there in January 72. Okay, that's McCormick. Susan Berman, Morris Black. Oh my God. Why do we even care? Firearms. Trial. All right, hold on. Personal life. Deborah Lee Chariton. Who is she and why? There you go. All right. That can't be right. Well, she could be implicated for goofiness with the money if it's Robert Durst's wife steps back after years of defending him. Robert Durst's second wife should be charged with bigamy because she had a husband on the side. This is 2020. Sweet Jesus, man. It's one of those Periscope TV channels. Oh, all right. Um. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it's not on Court TV. It's got to be on Court TV. Court TV. Not normal. Ex-Cuomo aide details groping allegations. Sheriff caretaker charged with murder in New York, North Carolina. Sheriff caretaker. Timeline: R. Kelly, sex abuse and trafficking. Court TV. It's on Court TV. North Dakota versus Chad Isaac plus jury selection is underway in the sex trafficking trial of R. Kelly. Now with sex trafficking, man, see, I told you, they just make anything criminal and then they rename it some horrible thing. It used to be philandering, it used to be prostitution. Rich guys did it all the time, lawyers did it all the time. None of those guys got arrested for it. They always arrested the women in the 60s, 70s, 80s, in the 1900s. Now it's changed. Now they're going to arrest them and throw them in. The women will get, how much you get for prostitution? I have no idea. But the men are going to get like 30 years. Who the hell is Barry Morpho? Yeah, all right. Right. I can't even with this trial. I mean, it's just trials of the centuries are always a bogus thing for me. They don't change anything. Mind you, we had American politicians here who, I don't want to say drowned women, but could have helped somebody out of a submerged vehicle and they didn't. Because here, what matters is fame or infamy. Hate to say it. So what we're going to do, we were actually going to look up the news and catch you up on current events and see what was going on for like a half an hour before we moved on. Because I really want to get back to my fingers hurt from like this guitar nonsense. I think like I always do is I zoom right. I'm soaring. I'm high up there, and then before I lose interest in it, I cut the edges and glide. Right. So I did 3 months of steady guitar and talking for 3 hours. If I would have went 5, I would have like never doing that again. But the way I get super into it and learn as much as I can before I get to a regular place is that I just jump completely in, and then think of it as swimming down as deep as you can while you're holding your breath in this bottomless chasm, and you either not really can't touch the bottom of bottomless chasm, but let's say there's a wall, right, and you can see how deep you go. Let's say you can go 50 meters, and you don't know how deep the well is. It could be 1,000 meters, and if you could do 1,000 meters, it'll be 10,000 meters, right? So the idea is that before you need to breathe out, you have to get back to the surface, right? So my whole thing is sort of like that, except that when I could go 10 more, 20 more meters, I'll turn back and still be interested. It's weird. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I mean, sick people, man. What are you going to do? Florida governor says the state could withhold salaries of officials who. What? See, this is the nonsense. I mean, people run these states and these cities like they're salaries of officials who enact school mandates. Says who? Because you want to? Yeah, America. I mean, we are all at war with each other, and it can't last. It can't go on like this forever. You're gonna either have to stop it. Oh boy, here we go. I have a very unpopular opinion about these women who come out after the fact. Camiso tells CBS this morning, he groped me, he touched me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what could have happened, but the politics of how she got on the ticket is ridiculous. Um, I don't think he's gonna last. I think he's got a 30-year history of this kind of ridiculousness. Um, look up him and his first wife, who was a Kennedy, and he totally disrespected her all the time on camera. And 30 years later, here we are talking about it. The Times Up leader was covering for him. His point person was a lady trying to, yeah. So I mean, they're not just there because it's a boys' club. There's a lot of women aiding in this kind of stuff. Alleged Epstein victim sues Prince Andrew for sexual abuse an hour ago. Yeah, nothing's going to happen with that guy. Anybody else? Yeah, but not the head of, but he's not a head of state. Coronavirus live, one COVID death every 2 minutes in Iran. One death every 2 minutes in Iran. I got to look at it. Canada will extend its ban on arriving passenger flights from India to September 21st because of the risk proposed by COVID. The Federal Transportation Ministry said in a statement on Monday. The ban was first imposed on April 22nd and has already been rolled over several times. The measure does not apply to cargo flights or medical transfers. Yeah, it doesn't apply to stuff that we're selling or the medication that we can sell you. Just people. The UK Health Department has reviewed to review how many people have turned off contact tracing on the NHS COVID-19 app. Oh my God. All right. So it's all so ridiculous. This is not your grandfather's COVID. I saw something today where it said people may need to get boosters, but if they did that, it'll all be over by next summer. Epstein's assistant. Yeah, what's her name? Julia. Juliet. Yeah. The Mexican cartel threatened to kill TV news anchor over unfair coverage. Masked men claiming to represent Mexico's most powerful drug cartel have taken the unusual step of circulating a video threatening to kill a national television news anchor for what they view as unfair coverage. The video circulated Monday showed masked and heavily armed men surrounding a man seated at a small desk who delivered a message he said was from Ruben Osweguera Cervantes El Mencho, leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. It was unclear if the person reading the message was Oswego himself. The message complained that Milenio Television, a national cable news channel associated with major newspaper chain, was favoring so-called self-defense groups that are battling the Jalisco cartel in Michoacan state. He singled out Milenio Archuritz Azucenso Arresti, threatening to kill her and make her eat her words. The man alleged that the vigilante group were actual drug traffickers, the only organization that could afford the armament those forces had at their disposal. The message mentioned Hipólito Mora, who organized a self-defense force in Michoacan nearly a decade earlier, but who more recently has distanced himself from such groups, as well as Los Viagras, a criminal group operating in the state. The Jalisco cartel represents The Jalisco cartel representative said in the message that he did not want to inhibit freedom of expression, but just wanted the coverage to be even. Wow. Milenio Television and Oresti did not immediately comment on the threat. Presidential spokesman Jesus Ramirez Cuevas said via Twitter that the Mexican government would take the necessary measures to protect threatened journalists and news outlets. Yeah, what else are you going to say? Threatening against journalists are not empty talk in Mexico. The Committee to Protect Journalists consider Mexico the deadliest country in the Western Hemisphere for journalists. Yeah, there's generally how many countries are in the Western Hemisphere? Essentially, quite frankly, uh, America, Canada, Mexico, Brazil. Everything else is sort of very small places, right? Um, but all the countries on the peninsula are a mess. Threats against journalists are not empty talk. The most often targeted are local reporters operating in regions where rival criminal groups are fighting for control. The CJNG video represented a rare, overt threat against a national journalist. The Jalisco cartel has also shown itself to have nearly unlimited reach within Mexico. In June last year, a cartel gunman carried out a brazen attack in Mexico that left the police chief seriously wounded and killed 3 others. Wow. We got to look that one up. We have a small favor to ask. Tens of millions have placed their trust in the Guardian's high-impact journalism since we started publishing 200 years ago. 200 years ago. Turning to us in a moment of crisis, uncertainty, solidarity, and hope. More than 1.5 million readers from 180 countries. Oh, that's the end of the story. This is a byline. So the Guardian is asking me for money now. All right, I got you. 3 died in attempted murder of Mexican City police chief. Look at that car. Oh my God. 2 bodyguards and passerby shot dead by assassins disguised as road workers. 2 passers-by. 2 bodyguards and a passerby. Wow. Wow. At least 3 people have been killed after assassins disguised as road workers launched an early morning attack on Mexico City's police chief on the capital's most famous street. Omar Garcia Herford. Why was this not in the American news? It's on our border. This article is more than a year old. June of 2020. Wow. With Detroit trying to work through the tree-lined Lomas de Chapultepec neighborhood, home to several foreign embassies, when he was ambushed by heavily armed gunmen shortly after 6:30 a.m. The attack took place on one of the most upmarket stretches of Avenida Paseo de la Reforma, a 9-mile boulevard that cut diagonally across the capital of Latin America's second largest economy. The mayor, Sheinbaum, Claudia Scheinbaum is the mayor, okay, said her 37-year-old security secretary, who was shot 3 times, survived and was out of danger in the hospital. She said 12 people have been arrested and at least 3 has died. 2 male bodyguards and a female passerby who was caught in the crossfire. 2 male bodyguards and a female passerby. Photographs show police chief's bullet-riddled 4-wheel drive vehicle and a road carpeted with spent casings. Scheinbaum said it was too early to say who was responsible, but Garcia Hervich blamed the ascendant Jalisco New Generation cartel for the attack. Our nation must continue to stand up to this cowardly organized crime, he tweeted. One prominent Mexican journalist, Pascal Beltran de Rio, claimed the hitmen who had reportedly carried Barrett assault rifles, let's look at that, and grenades. Where they, ugh, wow. Yeah, that'll do it. Look at these things. That'll do it. That will definitely do it. And grenades have been hiding in a truck were dressed as road work. He said the last time Mexico's capital had witnessed such an assault was nearly 50 years ago in 1971. Mexico's president, who had promised but so far failed to pacify a country that last year suffered a record 34,582 murders, expressed solidarity with the police chief. They had 34,000 murders last year. How many murders in America in 2020? No, that would be 2019. In 2019, 16,000. They had twice as many as we did. What's the population of Mexico? I'm going to say the population of Mexico, with a guess, is 70 million. 27 million. Okay. And we've got 3 times the population. They've got twice the murders. All right. Wow. All right. All of this undoubtedly relates to the work that is being done to guarantee peace and tranquility in both Mexico City and the country as a whole, Andre Manuel Lopez Obrador told reporters. Lopez Obrador, a left-wing national, won a historic landslide victory in 2018, vowing to end Mexico's long-running and fruitless war on drugs and to fight crime with hugs, not bullets. But a session of deadly headline-grabbing attacks, including one last October in which cartel gunmen brought an entire city to a standstill. We gotta look that up. Have caused the philosophy to increasingly question. Have caused that philosophy to increasingly be questioned. Wow. Yeah. Wow. We do not want war. Mexico President defends release of El Chapo's son. Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador said security forces saved lives by releasing jailed Kingpin son after his brief capture in Culiacan. Oh boy. You need to register to keep reading. All right, yeah, we don't register. We don't like that. Wow, that's amazing. All right, so let's do this and close that. Oh, well, we closed the both of them. All right. Um, That's freaking crazy. Let's test to see if we're streaming every place. We have to move this. I think I am streaming every place. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? I think I'm a little low, but I can be heard. All right. I think I'm a little low, but I can be heard. All right. There you go. The thing would not go away, for God's sakes. All right. So, and then we go over here. And it looks like I'm streaming every place. Do I have volume? I think I'm a little low, but I can be heard. All right. All right. Perfect. Nice. All right. Oh, for God's sakes. Is that right? I think that is right. Hold on. Dark mode. Nice job, YouTube. All right. So I think that's everything. So we started a new, this is 20 minutes or so of catching up, where we just talk about the stuff going on today. We'll do it every day, 6 o'clock. Won't be here for 3 hours. How long have we been doing this? Ooh, for half an hour. We moved it back a half an hour, didn't we? And the sun is beginning to set. Close this. We do like the setting sun. When does the sun set?
Sunset will be at 8:02 p.m. today.
8:02. So we ran down a rabbit 2 hours ago. We ran down a rabbit hole of what did Trevor Moore die of? Anybody know who Trevor Moore was? He's one of the kids in the hall. Not the kids in the hall. The whitest kids, the kids in the hall were a Canadian comedy troupe of 5 guys, and kids in the whitest kids were an American group of 5 guys. I'm telling you, I got a giant piece of meat in my tooth that's making me crazy. Play tectonics. Like I went down the rabbit hole of Eon on PBS. These let me show you. Down a guitar rabbit hole, then yeah. So these things I find infinitely interesting. They're like 8 to 15 minutes long, some are 20 minutes. Human evolution, like when we learned to run, when we first talked. All of these are just really, I think I've seen a fair amount of them. From the fall of the dinos to the rise of man. I watched this one today. Why does PBS need a patron service? This is what I don't get. Here's another thing I don't get. Growth size. All right. PBS also has NewsHour, but the NewsHour won't let you comment. But the news hour takes money, public money. So why can't I comment? Because it's news and you don't want to hear it? Seems like censorship, but fine. The Island of Lost Mammals, right? Yeah, it's just all super freaking interesting. How the Earth survived the Ice Age. Humans became mostly right-armed, right-handed, which is really interesting. What came first, the chicken or the egg? When we took over the world, I've seen all of these. Maybe YouTube resets the watch thing if it's been a couple of years. Yeah. Anyway, it's good stuff. I super highly recommend it. Known shit, but then I ran into this Blues Hole. You want to watch the Blues Hole?
If you want to see more of these tutorials, I just how John Mayer plays the snapping techniques, or you see major chords. Just play the chord, the A string followed by something in it. It doesn't have to be precise.
EA, right? So this is yeah.
This is blues. It shouldn't be too strict, anyways, right? So, and the second.
Good Lord, man, just get on with it.
Now we go to the spicy thing going on.
Yeah.
Open fret 1. And meanwhile, we play it.
Pretty good shit. So I was watching that all day. And that's been my day. That's it. Look at this image. So we were going to crash this out in like a half an hour, 40 minutes and do something else. And I was going to see if my man wanted to play video game, but I got to tell you, man, I'm exhausted. And I don't really feel like studying to play a game on this restreamer. So I would tell you to come on over and watch you play on Twitch, but I might not even be on Twitch after this thing is over. I gotta learn this. I gotta learn it. So I was going to talk about politics, and a couple of things are in my head about politics today. Excuse me, but I had that big ass meal. I'm telling you, man. I buy this Tuscan lasagna soup. It's got like pasta in it. It's got I wonder if we can find the recipe. All right. Tuscan. How do you spell Tuscan? CAG. Tuscan lasagna. LASAGNA soup. Wegmans copycat lasagna soup recipe. Turkey sausage lasagna soup. No turkey sausage. Ground beef in this thing. It was awesome. Wegmans lasagna soup recipe copycat. We may have to look into that because this soup recipe is fucking delicious. And then I'll buy one. Oh, wow. They actually sell Tuscan lasagna soup. Huh. I may have to run over there. I would get 10 of it, right? Get a beef sausage, coin it, crisp it on both sides, right? And then coin it, chop, 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 chop. Get it a little black on both sides and olive oil. Then take those and put them in there, because then when you bite them later, they're crispy. The sausages are crispy. To go with the ground beef, which is in here. I mean, this soup is amazing. I'm absolutely going to have to try soup. And I also cut it with pasta. I make pasta and I throw it in there to not strengthen, but to lengthen the length, not the lengthen. What's the word I'm looking for? It just makes it go farther. But yeah, it's hard to find new things as you get older that you're like, oh, that's nice. This is one of those things. Like, you've seen it all before. Lasagna soup. I could not get my head around it. And then, I had to try it, and bam, there you go. Lasagna soup. Look at this imagery. All right, so we were going to run through some stuff that you should know. I'm assuming you can get music from people who really know music. So, but I am just a random dude. Excuse me. Who really, look at this. Humans have pushed the climate into unprecedented. What is going on with my. Here you go. Got a watery eye issue going on here. Whew. All right. That will happen. So yeah, so I was looking up climate change when was the last time the climate was I didn't cut on the light back there, which is a faux pas. The last time the place froze over the whole globe, and the last time it was super warm. I looked up like flowering Africa, right? And the idea behind that is all the people in Africa was in sub-Saharan Africa, and then everything got really warm. I'm sorry, not really warm. Everything's got really cold in most places, but cold for you means warm for Africa, right? So the temperature drops here someplace, and it goes from 80 degrees to 30 degrees every day for 10,000 years. And in Africa, it'll go from 125 degrees to 80 degrees. You know what I'm saying? So Africa flowered, right? People walked over. The desert became green and lush. Some believe that there was an ocean there, and people were able to walk up to the tip of Africa, up to Egypt and right over the border from and land bridges, right? It's also people were able to walk into some of these places because a lot of water gets locked up in glaciers, right? And not icebergs, but glaciers. And that drops the water level. And then you can walk across the land-bearing bridges from Africa to, let's say, Italy, right? Which you can do, Corsica and all these places over there. And then when the ice melts, it all goes back up, and the place that it was 20 degrees at is now 70, and the place that it was 80 degrees at, 80 degrees at is now 140. And everything dies out there, and the animals can't live there, and the animals will follow. So I was like, when all the water starts rising, when all the water starts flooding, rather, and the temperature begins to shift, Africa's going to blossom again. They say it happens every 10,000 years. So we'll see. So I was like, methane in the air, right? Run away, it's released out of permafrost and these things underground, and it's like the opposite of. First, there was all these things that breathed like carbon dioxide and kicked off air, and then they all died out. and then we breathe up all the air and kicked off carbon dioxide, and then we'll all die out. And then there'll be all methane, and something will breathe that, and then they'll be here for like 30 billion years, fucking it up, and then they'll all die out. And who knows? Maybe they'll be running on us, human juice, that they found underground after some massive die-off, right? And they won't be allergic to any of the stuff that we leave here, right? They can't be. They gotta love plastic. That's gonna be every place. And nuclear power plants, when those begin to blow up, the radiation can't affect them. They're just like, oh, wow, what happened? But then a billion years after that, all that stuff that's supposed to have a shelf life of a billion years will have to be something that is just in the environment. And maybe when they walk by, it'll be like a glowy thing, like a rainbow. And they're like, oh, wow, look, a rainbow. And their scientists will tell them how rainbows happen because a billion year in the ground of nuclear this and blah, 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 that. But they won't call it nuclear. They'll be like, oh, wow. And who knows what their concerns will be. Maybe their concerns will be, all this stuff is making the oxygen, making the air oxygen. I don't know if we can handle that, right? We used to have a moon. Now we don't. These are the things. I mean, the bees are going to die off in a 2-degree shift. And plus, when it gets wetter, you're going to have more mosquitoes too. And mosquitoes bring disease, so you're going to have more disease, right? He took the stand in his own defense. GOP Senate candidate said you should be worried about anti-white racism. Fucking man, I don't even know what that means. Marked the 20th anniversary with 9/11 with a star-studded comedy event. I don't even understand what that's about, but all right. I don't even know what to say. Cuomo's trying to cut a deal to avoid impeachment, sources say. Oh my God, does no one have a source who goes on a record? Everybody can't be off the record. What's the difference between that and lying? Should we even read it? Who wrote this? Josefa Velasquez. Okay. The government is floating scuttle a 4th-term run. Okay, I won't run again. That's your argument? I won't run again. Allegations of 11 women, what investigators found was retaliation against one who went public. Cuomo, whose term ends December 31st, 2020. So he's got a year. Can he survive to December 31st of 2022? I don't think so. I don't think so. I won't run for a 4th term. Yeah. But I got to tell you, the whole thing is bullshit. I don't believe these women. I don't believe him. I'm that jaded, and I'm especially not a fan of overturning the people's vote with bullshit like this. Weird games, opportunity. Ooh, now's our time to strike out, and I'm not for any of that. But the American political system is a fucking hot clown circus of a shit show, right? So I fully expect nothing the people want to get done, and they'll jockey for position, for the big chair, the grand chair, whatever they. But meanwhile, I don't expect a lot to change. Give me a second. I got more ice cubes than is necessary for a guy. I don't even know. Really? Did I just? Yeah, I did. All right, that's enough. You know, if I'm gonna do this, I should do it right, and I'll just sort of have to better have stuff that I can pull up for you to see. I was thinking of doing my what's the word I'm looking for? My OBX in this, but the problem with that is I'm telling you, man, the imagery. People are telling me, "Oh no, I don't think so. This only happens here." And no hate. It is what it is. What it is, isn't it? That's what it is. So, oh, you know what we should do? We can do. Ha 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 ha. Going to be here every day this week at 6:30, with the exception of Friday and Saturday, which we will be here at 6. I think we're going to be here at 6. Might be 6:30, might be 7. Who knows? We're not going to sort of kick ourselves in the what is going on here. We're not going to kick ourselves in the pants, but we're going to be here every day. Let's copy this. And surely grow the show to a reasonable. What's the word I'm looking for? To a reasonable facsimile of a decent show that you want to freaking show up and see. 6:30. Oh, hold on. Here you go. There you go. All right. That should be everything. So we put the show up tomorrow. Is it up? Come on, show. We put the show up. There you go. Episode 2 will be tomorrow. What will we talk about? Who knows? So I guess we're gonna end it here. We did a lot of light chit chat, looked at the news, nothing really to talk about. I think I'm gonna try and swing over and play something on Twitch if you want to follow me over. It's Karma Armor on Twitch and True S or more on YouTube. Like and subscribe to both channels, and we'll see you shortly. Am I gonna go over there? What am I gonna play? I want to play Baldur's Gate, but Baldur's Gate is giving me drama. Hold on, I'm not streaming, right? Let's hop into my Steam account and see what the drama is. Is this gonna happen again? This is gonna happen. Here we go. All right. If I can get the bugs worked out in my Baldur's Gate. If I can get the kinks worked out, you will see me. Oh, here you go. You will see me in Baldur's Gate. I want to thank all of you for showing up. I especially want to thank Nurse Blondie, don't think I didn't notice that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you have a good day. Epstein, thanks for coming through. Epstein. Conrad, thanks for coming through. I'm sorry we didn't talk a lot about Epstein, but you know, that Durst trial, I'm going to have to look into that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women, trees and bushes, birds and bees, earth and sun, sky and stars, ground and water, all the things that have their opposites. I want to thank you for showing up here, and I will see you tomorrow. Absolutely see you tomorrow, and hopefully maybe see you in a few. I never called back. Oh my God. Hopefully we'll see you in the next one, which should be on Twitch in probably 15 to 20 minutes. If I can figure this thing out. If I can't, then I will see you tomorrow at 6:30. Take care of yourself. Mwah. Peace out, guys.